Hello! Did you miss us? Because we surely missed you, and we are here in round number 7, which is about to start.
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Okay. In Germany, there's a saying, after tired comes stupid, and we are at the point of stupid right now, so you have to bear with us. But you asked for it, and you shall receive. You asked for Killer multiple times, and he is here. He had an amazing performance last week at the Patreon qualifier, and he's here doing quite well. He lost round 1 and is undefeated since, sporting a 5-1 record.
And do we know anything about his opponent?
Of course, his opponent is Kotsos, one of the Greece players who came over, who want to steal invites from us away again. Kotsos, a very well-known Greek player who is actually living in Denmark. Fun fact, so he went all the way with from Denmark with train, actually. He didn't fly.
Yeah, I mean, Denmark has pretty good train applications, but the problem is getting over the border.
Yeah.
Because we all know that German trains are not the best trains in the world.
German trains are amazing. I don't know what you are saying.
Okay, let me rephrase it. The German system of train transportation is not the greatest in the world.
I mean, if you're not German, come to Germany. It's a beautiful country, but never, ever set your foot on a train. You will regret it, for sure.
I mean, it's impossible to set a foot on a German train because they're always late. So if you want to get from point A to point B, maybe walk. Sometimes it's faster.
And you see some of the beautiful German nature.
Yeah. I mean, Germany has nature.
Yeah.
And some of it is beautiful.
Most of it, actually. I like German nature.
Yeah.
But we are not here to talk about German nature. We are here to talk about German goats. And Killer was proclaimed last week the best German goat warrior player. He had, as I said, an amazing performance in the Patreon qualifier. He got 4th place, beating some high hitters, heavy hitters in the process, and even deck outing Alvarado in the reigning Goat World Champion. A very exciting performance. And he is, of course, once again running warrior in this event.
And we already saw Warrior deck 2 rounds ago, which was piloted par excellence.
Yeah,
and
it's very funny that you mentioned that, because Killer actually beat Julian in a Warrior mirror match the very last round.
And that should not happen if you want to top this event, that you get beaten in a mirror match.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a Warrior player, you want to play against Turbo, but spoiler, Kotsos is definitely not playing Turbo, far from it. He is playing, we all love it, we all want to see it, Panda Burn.
I mean, you love it and you want to see it. I'm
Guilty.
kind of like the Swiss in this. I don't care about Panda Burn. But
yeah, I mean, the 2 Swiss players who were there today, they are already gone. So I don't think that Switzerland is always right in that case.
I mean, they probably didn't care either. That's why they left already.
Yeah, funny story. We had 2 Swiss players coming to the event today, and they had to play each other in round 2. This is what pairings do to you sometimes.
I mean, we all know that if you travel to a bigger event with your car of 4 to 5 people,
yeah,
in the first round, 2 of your friends always play each other.
It's always going to happen. I mean, we played each other at the YCS before, so we know that feeling, and I beat him.
Do you want to mention the other official tournament records?
No, I would rather not. Let's focus on the match ahead of us. The round is not starting right now. We are in round 7 of 8, so still plenty of Goat to be played. After that, we are cutting to top 16, and the top 4 players today will receive an invite to the Goat World Championship. And we have 4 Greek players here today in attendance, and all 4 are still pretty much at the top tables. So there is a high chance of some Greek players snatching some invites from us Germans again after Nuremberg 2 years ago.
I mean, if it's that easy, I wonder why not more Greek players are coming to German events. Because if the track record is so good, maybe Germany is just the free invite land for Greek players.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, it's generally the Goat Grand Prix are a paradise for foreign players. I mean, the very last Goat Grand Prix in Munich was won by an Italian player.
But I mean, Munich is almost Italy.
it's definitely more Italy than Osnabrück, and it's definitely more Italy than Greece.
That for sure.
I told you, after tired comes stupid.
Well,
So,
but I mean, everything was Rome at some point. So
yeah, and I will take a look what we are waiting for at the moment. I hope there is not another disaster waiting to happen.
yeah.
Knock on wood.
So and there we are with our round 7 feature match.
I'm
was
exhausted,
resolved.
but we got the issue resolved faster than I thought, and now we have the feature which we promised you. Killer from Germany piloting Warriors against Kotsos from Greece piloting Panda Burn, both experienced online players. Both players, they are 5-1 at the moment, so the winner should basically secure his spot into the top cut.
Yes, and going first and starting with Graceful Charity are like 2 major factors that benefit Killer here.
Definitely. Did you watch that live stream last weekend where we saw Killer perform extraordinary?
I saw the deck out against Alvarado.
That was amazing. He went through so many. He went through John Wick in that tournament. He went through Alvarado. He went through Sui and so many more players. I can't even list them all. And now he's here, needing to fight another online legend.
And facing online legends in real life is like meeting your heroes.
Yeah, that's definitely. And it's like, it feels like a family reunion with like a strange cousins you've never seen before. And that's what I love about these tournaments. And Resolutely Trapped Dust should resolve fear. And now Killer will see what he's up against. And I don't think he will like what he is seeing.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a weird Earth aggro deck with level lim. No, I'm kidding. It's obviously a burn deck.
It's obviously Panda Burn. And it always sucks to dust shoot your opponent and Seaport of Greed there. And yeah, we see 2 stall cards. And stall cards are the key to victory against Warrior in Game 1. Because in Game 1, Warrior does not have many outs to conquer the Panda Burn strategy. Especially if they are sitting behind floodgates.
Yes, and we see the floodgate. That doesn't make it any better.
Yeah. Breaker is shuffled back, so Killer has some maybe very valuable back row sitting there.
Yes, and also the Breaker is like the most contesting card for the Blade Knight. The other ones are just floating and can't do anything. So yeah, protecting your back row and enable a potential other monster gets supported by shuffling back the Breaker.
Kotsos is one of many burn players in attendance today. I believe Grumble and David had won the feature match the round before, and Panda Burn definitely a very dangerous deck, a force to be reckoned with, and we will see probably a few of them top today.
Yeah, I mean, if a deck has a lot of players playing it, the expectancy to see them top is very high.
Yeah.
But sometimes decks get played a lot and the conversion rate is less. Is just terrible.
Yeah.
So
we do see the solemn judgment against Burn turn 1. This could be very, very crucial for Kotsos. It has to feel bad to have to just basically surrender half of your life points already.
But there is nothing left. What is Kotsos supposed to do?
I mean, he can crush his red, go into Lily, deal some damage. He has floodgates, and he can just basically wait for his burn cards. So I believe that Killer is maybe like a Heavy Storm or Typhoon face down there. He has to have something. Like, dropping down to 4k against burn is devastating, I can tell you that. And we do see a Sasuke in his hand. So if he has an out against level limit, and he does, Dust Tornado main deck is huge in the spot. We see what do we say in Germany?
What do we say in Germany?
Sasuke!
Sasuke!
Sasuke is being summoned, and Blade Knight follows suit. There we just say Klingenritter in German, by the way.
Yeah, honestly, I think Blade Knight is cooler. But yeah, the Blade Knight and the Sasuke are putting a little bit of pressure. Now we have a set card, and the set card should be the Sengen.
It has to be Sengen because Kotsos has no card left in his hand and he can't set Sengen in the Spell and Trap Zone. But he did draw Ojama Trio, locking Killer down. And now Killer is in an awful spot because Kotsos sits behind that Swords of Revealing Light. We are in desperate needs of some tokens here. I do believe some players, the players are able to find something. If not, I maybe have to intervene there, but let's see. Yeah, okay, God tokens will certainly do. I mean, no, Kotsos only needs 2 burn cards. Like, Desserts is 2/5 damage right there. Barrel would also be enough if you draw 1 in combination with that. And Killer can't do anything unless he has... Does he have another removal? He has the second removal! It's a Mystical Space Typhoon! Sasuke attacks. What do you search for Sengen here?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably a rat.
No, you search the Panda for sure.
Oh yeah,
because it's just sitting there.
Obviously.
Yeah, he's sitting there.
I blanked on the Ojama tokens.
I love how I keep putting you in spots where you're doomed to failure. But no, he searched the Cyberjar, so he's very comfortable that Killer is not holding onto a Nobleman. I for sure would have searched for Panda that to just summon an attack position and sit on it. But Kotsos opted against that. No, Blade Knight will equal the life points both players know on exactly half. We are playing Animal Rules right now.
Yes, and in anime rules, battle tricks become very, very good. Do you think there is some attack point and defense point increase or decrease cards?
Not in these 2 decks, at least. Cyberjar is being set with another back row card. If Killer finds a Nobleman here, he's in an amazing spot. And if not, yeah, Cyberjar is going to Cyberjar.
Yes, so what could the set card from Killer be?
I mean, it could be basically anything because I believe he picked it up very recently. He just said it. Could be Sakuretsu Armor, could be another Solemn Judgment, in which case you wouldn't want to attack because then you want to Solemn the Flip Summon. Yeah, it could be plenty. But you don't really want to run into a Cyberjar in this matchup. Just, he would take 900 damage, and he does. He does do it. And Cyberjar is gonna Cyberjar, and now the tables will turn.
Yeah, and taking the 900 damage for the Ojama tokens and clearing up the field and getting a little bit more information. There's a Nobleman. But yeah, Kaiku, Exiled Force, the Dust Shot, and another Dust Tornado. 2
main deck Dust Tornado are definitely crucial in the spot, but I believe there's not much hope after getting jarred game 1 against Burn, especially on 3-1 life. I mean, Killer is kind of lucky that Kotsos did not pick up any traps that deal burn damage. Maybe he has 1 face down. We don't know that. And yeah.
Yeah, and we are still in the battle phase.
Yes, we are, but Kotsos picked up a lot of monsters which are now about to hit the field. We have the Big Shield Gardener, the Death Koala, and the Breaker, the Magic Warrior. And you see both players taking notes. This is because...
Note-taking is allowed as long as it's public information.
Correct. Note-taking is allowed at every Gold Grand Prix which is going to be held this year. Kotsos is able to shuffle his monsters to randomize them, which is very crucial here to not give Killer some extra information. I don't believe you want to attack here because you don't want to run into Gardener and take some extra damage here.
Yeah, I mean, every life point is precious right now.
Yeah.
Because there are possible burn cards around every corner.
I mean, there's 1 possible burn card face down and a lot of them in the deck still.
Yeah.
You can't afford to risk that. And we do see only 2 cards in Kotsos' hand, which is very crucial because we saw Killer pick up a Dust Shoot, which is one of many dead cards now. He also has a Nobleman. He can try to clear 2 monsters with Exile Force and Nobleman. I think you Exile Force first here to try to hit the Gardener, and if you don't hit the Gardener, you don't take the 50-50 with Nobleman, right? And he does take the call. Or maybe Nobleman first would have been mathematically correct, the better play?
Oh, I'm not that math guy.
I mean, no, he had a 1 in 3 chance in hitting Gardener. Now he has a 50-50 chance in knock. Better takes a 2 in 3 chance with knock first, right? Seems to be the correct play.
Probably, yes.
I'm also not a math guy, but that seems like the mathematically better play here. Yeah, but at least you got rid of Koala, which was a lot of burn damage in itself.
Yeah, and it's also a wall that is hard to deal with in the later stages of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
So we need to summon another monster here, though, right?
Yeah, we can. We didn't normal summon
Oh,
yet.
no, we know about the we saw
Ojama Trio being
Ojama
picked up.
Trio picked
Yeah.
up.
Oh, but we
so
do normal summon another monster. And we just got rid of Exile Force, which is a potential out to pop your own Ojama tokens. So, yeah, what was the other monster that Kotsos hit with Cyberjar? It was Gardener and
Breaker.
And Breaker, okay.
The magical warrior.
I think it's over now because we see TrueNet, and TrueNet indicates mostly a game push by Burn. But let's see what we have to expect here.
I mean, you just want to set your Ojama Trio to clock the board again.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure. But there's a high chance of some burn cards following up.
Yep.
And
I mean, you play around.
okay,
Like
and the tablet was fixed. It's all good. But yeah. Okay, so now we will see Ojama Trio in the draw or standby phase, most likely. Yes, we do indeed. No Vox in the main deck, obviously, from Killer. This would have been an insane read, but he's not that insane.
yeah, I mean, Vox in the main deck is just silly, I guess. You have to expect way more burn than there possibly could ever run around.
I mean, we had a lot of burn players today. I believe close to 10 or something like that. So many more than I personally expected. And there's no one. Now he takes the 50-50. Does he hit it? It's basically a coin flip to remove a monster from the board. Does he hit the Gardener? Yes, he is hitting the Gardener. This is not what you want to hit in that spot.
Yeah, but you can just attack in the breaker now.
Yeah, this is true. But you don't really want to attack into Gardener, so it's not the best of spots here. You definitely would have preferred to hit the breaker. Does he attack into breaker now? Yeah, he obviously does do that. And he has a lot of back row, so there are potential solemn judgments there. If he can get rid of that Gardener next turn, he may be able to press for a lot. He has the significant card advantage.
We should know some of the back row, right? We saw the Dust Tornado.
Yeah, we did see. Saw a Dust Shoot, which is dead now.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't remember much because my brain is not braining anymore.
Yeah, the Nobleman. We knew the Nobleman.
We know the Nobleman. So the two other cards are basically fresh cards.
Yes.
Which could be pretty much anything. One of them was sitting there when he attacked into Cyberjar, I believe.
Yes.
And then got TrueNetted back. So yeah, it's also like an unknown factor. But Killer is looking at the graveyard of Kotsos. And we are using up a lot of time already in the round. And this may be a factor for later because timeout usually favors the burn player.
Yes. I mean, if you play a lot of anti-burn cards, maybe you get the edge in timeout, but obviously is the burn player favorite in timeout.
Yeah, obviously. And Kotsos is now thinking about what to do. He doesn't look pleased and he wants to a heavy storm here. If you have Solemn, you kind of have to, but you don't want to. And now Killer is in the range of one single burn card. We know two of the three cards sitting face down there now. There's a TrueNate. This sucks. So now you chain Dust TrueNate and then you get the burn trap for game, probably. Do we see a second Solemn Judgment? I don't believe we do.
No.
And
I don't think
yeah,
so
and
too.
that was it. Very well played by Kotsos. Just no way out for Killer there. And Burn wins game one. What is to be expected in this matchup?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't win game one with Burn, you are in a very bad spot for the entire rest of the match.
Yeah, for sure. So Killer doesn't have to keep his head down because this is a very important lesson I always tell people while facing Burn. You don't you lose game one. You always lose game one. You have to go in with the mindset, okay, I am going to lose game one. And if you win game one, great, amazing. But if you don't, just prepare in your side deck and do what you have to do to and we can go to the caster scene, I believe. Just deciding and shuffling up, nothing that interesting. And we do see Justus on screen, our judge for the feature match area today and the top tables. Can Justus hear me? No, he cannot, unfortunately. But big shout-outs to all the volunteers who are making this possible today. We are all working our ass off, except for Simon, who's just here.
I'm just here.
And commentating. He's looking beautiful, and that's why we have him here.
Yeah. So in the Killer already mained the Dust Tornadoes. What else do you want to bring in to counter the burn strategy?
There are plenty of cards Warrior needs to bring in or likes to bring in. I know for a fact that Killer loves to side deck Xing Zhen Hu, which is a great card in that matchup. Then you obviously have Amazon's Archer, which is a searchable out for Jama tokens. You mostly have also Cliff, the Trap Remover, in your side deck, which allows you to summon this is a level 3 monster which attacks under floodgates and then destroys them. It's a damage up, which is huge. And then the usual, Möbius, Vok, all what you like to see against burn anyways.
Okay, so there are possible of like 30 side deck cards that could be.
Yeah, it's like Warrior has maybe the single best side deck against burn. This is why I like to play a smoke screen against Warrior, because Warrior games 2 and 3 is pretty hard for burn. And if you go into an Earth Aggro smoke screen, you can catch them off guard. But I know for a fact that Kotsos isn't doing that. He's not used to do such thing.
Maybe that's why he is so successful today.
Yeah, maybe.
Trying new things.
It's not really a new thing. It's more the old thing.
I mean, new things for him, not new things in general.
So okay, yeah, but I'm pretty sure he is not on the Earth Aggro package. I would have seen that already. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, shout outs to the Greek players who came all the way here. They are. We are always joking for not wanting them to to basically like steal our invites, but they are amazing, nice guys. And I met a bunch of them 2 years ago in Nuremberg, and also the ones which are not here today, like Maru, like Evans GR, like Casey Philosophers. They couldn't make it today. But also shout outs to you, shout outs in general to the Greek players. Also to Steve, who unfortunately couldn't be here today. He booked a ticket but had to cancel it last minute because of some thing which is more important. Sometimes there are more important things in life than gold. Hard to believe, I know, but sometimes there is this.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have a hobby where you can meet so incredible people from all over the world, basically, and to get to these events where you can meet them and chat with them face to face and not via text or in dueling book lobbies or stuff like that. So it's really nice to have these kind of events as a community, and it's always sad to not be able to attend the tournaments, but it happens. It's a hobby after all.
Yeah. Okay, what this matchup now comes down to is the question, can Killer adjust to the burn matchup well, and how well can Kotsos adjust to the adjustments Killer is making?
Yeah, I mean, you should be pretty confident when you're Kotsos. I mean, you won the game 1, and you can use your game 2 to look at the answers.
That's a very good point you're making, because this is what I like to do when playing burn, is like winning game 1 and then using game 2 to basically I like to win game 1 when I play burn. I mean, you like to lose game 1 if you play burn, but
no. I like to win game 1 in general. It doesn't matter what I'm playing. I just like winning game 1.
But yeah, then in game 2 you scout the potential answers, and both players are now shuffling up, so we can switch to the player perspective, I believe. We didn't talk about what Kotsos can bring in this matchup. There are also a few things you can bring in Cypher Soldier, for example, which is a great card to attack over the warrior monsters and deal big amounts of damage doing so.
Yeah, I mean, Cypher Soldier is also very good because he is a level 3, so he isn't affected by level limit and by gravity bind, so it just fits in naturally in the deck. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't work that well again with the giant rats and stuff, but
I mean, it's searchable. It's searchable with giant rats.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I had a brain fart. I thought he was a dark.
No. Cypher is a Earth. Yeah, that's why you play it in Earth as well.
Then it's just a natural fit for the deck, and
Okay, Killer obviously starting us off here in game 2 in the battle. Warrior against Panda Burn, Germany against Greece. And our German hometown favorite is setting a monster and a spell trap. And will now pass to Kotsos, who, can do a lot of things with that opening. He's probably activating some stall cards and praying.
I mean, a Killer is a good host here. He just plays a humble T set and gives his opponent the possibility to just play his game, because what will you do with a T set, right?
Yeah, I mean, I know for a fact that Killer likes to main deck Moths and likes to side deck Spies. We will see some of that, and we see a Sakuretsu armor being sniped here, which is also a solid card you can bring against Burn. And he did set a Blade Knight. I mean, maybe he was desperate to get that light in the grave, but Burn making card advantage against you is not what you want facing Burn at all.
I mean, it could have been another card.
Another
but
one.
It might it might indicate other cards in hand now.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I always don't really like to set like monsters with not much defense points in warriors, but also I'm really not a good warrior player. So who I am to argue with Killer, who is like making a case for maybe being the best warrior player in Germany right now.
And we got to see the Rota, and Rota in Warrior is an amazing card because it is every card in your deck.
Yeah, and we do see Donza Luke being added, so there should be a removal for Breaker in the hand of Killer. But let's see. Or maybe he has something to discard the Donza Luke to get into a BLS, and it seems to be the latter because we see a Tribe.
How do you answer the Tribe now?
Tribe is probably the single best card against Burn, period, because it's so flexible. You can clear so much stuff. It's so annoying as a Burn player that Red, Panda, and the Ojama tokens all have the same type. That really, really sucks sometimes. And, okay, we searched the Donza Luke only to get into the grave, so this is telegraphing either a call here, I mean, Prem, you would have lost here, or a BLS in hand.
But we just set up the BLS, but...
I mean, it's fair to not use it immediately because then you would get blown out by a Snatch Steal, for example. Yes. Or even a Cypher Soldier. Cypher Soldier would just be normal summoned attack over BLS. So keeping it to maybe removing a Face Stone Jar or something which is more threatening to you seems like a reasonable play.
Definitely. And now we have to invest resources to get over the Tribe. And the Giant Red or the Cypher Soldier, for example, are not strong enough to deal with the Tribe Infecting Virus on its own.
Okay, Kotsos, as deliberate as always, is figuring out what the correct play might be here. And he doesn't look happy. I mean, we see a bit more of the faces of the players than you do. So we can catch some glimpses of expressions. And how would you what would you say about the impressions these two players are making right now?
Yeah, I mean, Kotsos seems like he's not happy about the play he has to do. But it's a Lily now, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Lily now.
And you have to pay and get life points again just to get rid of the Tribe Infecting Virus. And then you are getting a field with an exposed Lily on board.
Yeah.
Like, you're definitely not happy about that.
Yeah, I mean, you deal a lot of damage in the process, which you gladly take because battle damage is amazing to deal as a Burn player because it's because that's damage you don't have to use a card for. And basically you use up a lot of your card advantage to deal damage. And if you just attack over a monster, you deal some damage in the process. It's really, really cool. But Lily, obviously, always a huge risk because the pay of 2k life is not low.
Definitely. And a Killer, slowly but surely, is harvesting his cards and putting them in the safe place of his graveyard. And the less cards you have, the less scary the Burn cards get.
It's also an interesting point because Burn likes to side deck out Secret Barrel against Warrior because Warrior is a deck which doesn't collect many cards, like for example Chaos Turbo does, and we do see the BLS. It was pretty obvious here, and it for sure will be used to banish that Lily on side. Will we see an extend into Torrential? And let's just finish my thought here, because like Warrior is usually wasting a lot of cards, so Barrel is pretty weak against the deck. Warrior Lady, and there is the all-important floodgate for Kotsos, which is Gravity Bind.
Yes, Gravity Bind keeps the DD Warrior Lady in attack position, so it's even... It's more damage if you want to attack in it with Panda, for example.
Or Cypher Soldier.
Or Cypher Soldier. Yeah, Cypher Soldier in general, but Panda just piercing. And
yeah.
So
I mean,
it's 100 more.
Cypher Soldier would be amazing here. It is level 3. It can attack under gravity bind. Could destroy BLS in battle here. And it would still be an out against the Devourer Lady if you want to. So, yeah. If you have a red, it's also fine. You can crash into the Devourer Lady to force the banish.
You
because
can't crash into the Devourer Lady because of gravity bind.
This is completely correct.
Floodgates.
Yeah. Oh, there's a Panda, and we will see the attack over the Devourer Lady. This is small bits of damage and removing a monster on killer side of the field, reducing his resources even more. But now, only thing Killer needs to find is an out against Gravity Bind, and he should be golden. And now a Cliff would be huge.
Yeah, Cliff would be amazing. What other cards are good? Like the Mystic Sportsman is a level 2.
Yeah.
I remember losing the GGP in Nuremberg 3 years ago. I lost against the Warrior, which had like Mystic Swordsman level 2 and attacked me 9 consecutive turns, and I couldn't deal with it.
It just kept attacking. You couldn't do anything about it. That's happened to me before, I can tell you that. Yeah, and Kotsos is again deep in the tank, and we see also the clock ticking and ticking further down. There's a set monster, which is just fodder for BLS here. So kind of curious that he's setting it here. Maybe you should have kept it in hand, because if you get stomped, you lose anyway. So I don't know really why you would commit it here. And yeah, it is also Giant Red, which isn't doing anything anymore.
Yes, the Giant Red is definitely like... I didn't know BLS was like... what is it?
An exterminator.
Yeah.
This is why we compliment each other as good as we do.
Yeah. I was like, he had the red poison on his shield, and it's just,
If you have a pest problem, call Black Luster Soldier Envoy of the beginning. But keep a dark and a light monster in your graveyard. Oh, we do see Dust Tornado. This will finish off Gravity, but he's thinking about... I think he has a second Dust Tornado in hand here, because he snipes another back row. This is a Desert Sunlight, doesn't do anything here. Why didn't he... Okay, he has to have Heavy Storm on Möbius, otherwise this play would have made no sense whatsoever here. There has to be
Maybe he has another card to put...
There's Möbius. There is that Möbius, and this should be game over unless Kotsos can activate something to prevent himself from dying. Nope! That's only 1k damage, and this is game 2 for Killer! Equalizing the score here and moving us into an all-deciding game number 3. 1 for Germany on the board. What are the stakes here in this round for these two duelists?
I mean, for Kostos, it was just a scouting round. He now knows about the Möbius. He didn't saw anything else worth that got brought it in, right?
I mean, what I wanted to get to is like both players are 5-1 at the moment. A win would put them at 6-1, making them almost guaranteed to top. Because if you're 6-1, lose the last round, I think you are pretty safe.
You should be pretty safe, yes. Yeah. I don't know how the tiebreak gets decided, because the tournament software was like corrupted.
Let's not talk about the tournament software any more than we should do. So let's focus on that gameplay here. So game 2 went pretty much as expected in this matchup. And I believe you saw the reason why I like to go into aggro strategy against Warrior, because yeah, those side deck cards, they are so good. And we didn't even see Vok or Cliff being played. It was just a very well-timed Möbius in combination with the already main deck Dust Tornado, and it was very hard for Kotsos to do anything about and against that.
Yes, it's really hard to play into the right removal at the right time, and sometimes that's all you need. And we still have 16 minutes left, so it should be very safe here, time-wise, and yeah.
We are not sponsored here by any means. I want to be like Cristiano Ronaldo, like one time in my life. Drink water. Okay, no, I did one thing Cristiano Ronaldo did.
It was a bicycle kick, right?
Yes, it was a bicycle kick. It was outdoors. You're all witnesses, and I hit it.
Yeah,
like in the middle.
It was a great goal. I saw it.
You saw it happen. We all saw it happen.
And let's see if Kotsos or Killer can land a bicycle kick in this game as well.
Yeah, we can go to the table. Both players are shuffling up and are soon to be ready to go into game 3. And we were talking about time a lot, and I believe we should have enough time on the clock to not go into time. It's like, 50 minutes. This is basically what the other 2 games took.
Yeah, it should be fine. It should be no problem. I really like 15 minutes is a decent amount of time for a game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, especially for Gold format where the interactions are not as complex. I mean, 50 minutes are not enough for a control mirror, but they are definitely plenty for this specific matchup because both decks are really fast. And that's an interesting fact. Like many players think like Durham goes to time a lot, but I'm as a burn player, I finish really fast. I finish really fast, and I also play quick Yu-Gi-Oh! If you know what I mean.
Yes, return winner finishes really fast.
Clip that. Don't clip that.
Genau. So yeah, we should start the last game now. They took another minute to finish shuffling their decks. Now they're shuffling the opponent's decks. Things that happen in Yu-Gi-Oh! And
I mean, a good shuffle is maybe the most important thing you can do.
I mean, yeah, if you shuffle your opponent the Trinity in hand, it's definitely a good thing for the opponent.
Okay, so live obviously needs to be resetted. I may do this really quick.
Yeah, they will do it when the first damage is
Yeah, they will
happening.
certainly do it, but I'm just doing it really quick.
Okay, yeah.
I have to.
So, important thing about game number 3 here is that Kotsos is going first for the first time. So he doesn't have to play in an established board from Killer. And he is starting with the Graceful Charity as his first card, which Killer did in game 1 as well, but he lost that. So maybe that's not the best omen. But yeah, starting with Graceful Charity usually is a very good card.
I mean, Warrior and Panda are both decks who are not making that great of use of the discards. Like there are very rare occasions where you really want to discard cards in both of their decks, which makes the card weaker, but obviously like filtering through your deck, finding what you need is very, very important.
Yeah, I mean, you just draw 3 cards and discard the least useful ones. It's not like, I don't...
Oh! What does DJ Khaled say about this situation?
I mean, it's not another one, but it's another one. But
it is exactly that.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not from the same player.
I set you up so well, and you let me down, like you usually do.
You recycled that joke for the 3rd time today.
It was the 2nd time. But you are not good with numbers, I know that already.
It's a 3rd time, but yeah.
Okay, we see Book of Moon, which is an okay card against Burn. It has some applications. You can chain it to a ring or to a cylinder, for example. But it's not always that good of a card. But that is an amazing card against Burn, unless...
Yeah, a Big Shield Gardener is definitely a guy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to get... exiled by the Nobleman of Crossout. Wait, exiled is magic. Sorry, he doesn't want to get banished by the Nobleman of Crossout.
Yeah, Gardner, a very cool card against specifically a Nobleman and Mind Control. It's also like bait setting your Gardner turn 1, luring out a Nobleman for basically free, and then setting a jar after that feels so good.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in general, doing like +1 while remaining field control is never a bad thing.
And I mean, the good thing about Gardner is like you can't really take the gamble as the opponent of a burn player to not Nobleman the set, because if it's a jar, you're screwed. Like you have to do everything in your power to avoid that.
Definitely. And now we just chill. We set a card. What do we want to set?
Maybe it's another warrior to fuel your graveyard with light or dark, which worked pretty well for him in game 2.
Yeah, but now we know about the strategy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that this strategy was like very hidden or something like that. So it can also be something like a DD Royal Lady or maybe even a Don where you try to lure your opponent to attack into with a red or a Panda, which I have done numerous times before, I can tell you that. So it's definitely likely. And now we are again in a pretty stally position. And this does favor Kotsos. Not as much as it does in game 1, but because unless, like except for game 1, there are no anti-burn cards Killer can draw into.
Yeah. So Killer now has to slowly but surely build up a presence on the board to kind of put Kotsos under a little bit of pressure. Because if you don't put Kotsos under pressure, you just play and feed his game plan.
Under pressure.
Yeah, the Killer...
Under pressure.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, he's doing it. He doesn't let me down always. Okay, yeah, it's hard to say who wants to stall more. I mean, both players... It's like, I mean, Killer definitely wants to be the active one here. It's hard. It's really, really wide open. A lot can happen quickly in this matchup. But I believe Kotsos is pretty happy with just building up a wall of monsters, protecting him from Mexican immigrants and Killer's warriors.
Yeah. The Mexican warriors from Killer's deck, yes.
If this stream gets cancelled now, this was totally worth it. Also, it's not my channel, so...
Yeah. After tired comes stupid.
Yes, it does.
And return winners surely is stupid.
Yeah, I'm very, very tired now. It has been a long day, but I can't wait for everything which will still happen, which is a lot. And Graphic with Spy, and either he only boarded one, which is a possibility I like against Burn, or he drew into the second one, which is also a possibility.
But why would you...
Boarding one spy against Burn is because it's a 2k wall, but you don't really want to clock your board with 2 spies because then your opponent has a free or Jama trio to lock your board.
I mean, why he shuffled and looked through his deck.
Maybe he forgot that he... he has one in hand. He probably overlooked that. There is Mobius hitting the board, being able to snipe only one back row, so this is a pretty weak Mobius in that context.
I mean, he's pretty average.
I was tripping for a moment. I thought you hit something amazing, but he didn't. We don't know what he hit yet, because Kotsos has the possibility to chain something, but what would you think about here chaining? Maybe Torrential? But I don't think you want to chain Torrential.
I mean, it could be like a trio.
Trio you wouldn't think about. You would just chain it. This is what I mean. Like, if it's a burn card, you chain it. If it's trio, you chain it.
Yeah, but maybe...
or it's a Solemn. It could be a Solemn.
Do you really want to Solemn a Mobius?
It's Ceasefire. Okay, that's also a reasonable play. And we do see Torrential being chained. Amazing chain of events for Killer here. Getting rid of 2 giant reds completely, basically, maybe almost for free.
Yeah, and now we know why he played the mediocre Mobius.
Yeah.
Because the Torrential just... Torrential just hits different.
Torrential was torrentialing. We do now, I do believe we see again a BLS in Killer's head. I could be mistaken, but this would be so huge. I also believe I maybe saw a Heavy Storm there as well, and I believe Killer's head is really, really good. And there's Heavy Storm from Kotsos. We lose Dust Tornado and Sakuritsu Armor in the process. Do we get Lilith? We get Lilith! We can't afford to get Lilith in this matchup. This is almost half of your life points down the drain.
Yeah, half the life points down the drain. Lily attacks, and now we have to really think about how do we get in there.
Yeah.
Do we have a light engrave?
I don't believe we do actually. We have a Spy engrave and a Mobius, and I don't think we have anything else lying there. Yeah.
Yeah. So. So we just have to.
Yeah, this is probably the second Spy.
Chill.
Yeah, this could very well be the second Spy, which is a good card in that spot because do you really want to pay 2k life points in Kotsos spot just to get rid of that Spy? I don't believe you want to, and we do see a set monster, and now play is back once again to Killer. has to find something, and he does find a nobleman getting rid of that giant red. How does he deal with that Lily now? He still has a life point disadvantage, and timeout now is lurking.
Yes, it's kind of... Yeah, timeout is like the big shadow over every game that goes past 40 minutes.
Yes, for sure.
And you really get scared. Like, both of them are online players, and online timeout is kind of a bit different, I heard.
I mean, there are a lot of tournaments which don't have timeout at all. This is why not many online players are used to timeout. But Killer is a real life player turning to an online player, so he has that timeout experience under his belt. I didn't mention it before, but Killer actually got top 8 at GGP Munich. So he's on his way to making back-to-back GGP tops, which is very hard to do.
Yeah, I believe so. I've never been to back-to-back GGPs before, so I never had the opportunity to.
I mean, there are only 2 players total who made back-to-back GGP tops, which are Escaroda and Christian Böttcher.
Yeah, I witnessed Escaroda.
Yeah, you witnessed Escaroda's, and you witnessed Christian Böttcher's first top. He topped the event after that as well. Pot of Greed, getting some much-needed cards here for Killer, who I would say is in a pretty sweet spot, but he has to be aware of the timeout being a potential threat to his chances here.
Yeah, you really have to do something, and Mystical Swordsman level 2 is definitely a card that you want to draw against all these set monsters.
Oh, there is that Heavy Storm! Pro set Heavy Storm against Burn! Will we see some chain limits? Kotsos is like nodding in agreement. I don't think he's happy about that. We hit Torrential and Gravity Bind! Amazing!
Ooh, normal summoning the level 2 and storming the Torrential after must feel really bad now.
This must feel so good. But now you have that level 2 in attack position. Attacking over Cypher Soldier as well. We are getting rid of all the threats here. Now we can just safely set 2 back row because Heavy Storm on Kotsos side is gone. But he still plays Giant True Knight, which is hitting the board just now.
Yeah, back to back to back to back. Good cards here activated. And slowly but surely...
Yeah. Oh, Lily is doing so much damage here. 2,500 to the face of Killer, who now is in range of some bird cards. This is like only 1 burn card. He is at 1, 2. This is not much.
Yeah.
Really, really scary stuff here.
Man, I love Lily. That's what the people are thinking at home.
Yeah. It's a bit more than 1-2. I was wondering, like they were miscalculating. It's 2-1 actually, which is a bit better here for Killer.
Yeah, 2-1 is decent, but now you have to play around the back row. One of them has to be a bluff, but the other one could very well be live.
There was a question posted earlier, can you chain Torrential to Ceasefire? Yes, of course you can, because the game set is still monster summoned. Still the last thing which happened on the game set, so TT is a completely legal play. Smashing Ground! I can't even anymore. Smashing Ground for that Lily! This is pretty good, and it's... I mean, the only thing Killer doesn't like about this position are his life points.
And we just answered the question, yes, Killer would smash Lily.
Wow! Morphing Jar from Kotsos! This maybe could be it.
Ooh, and discarding the Black Luster Soldier.
Oh, this got to hurt. He hadn't had any life. I believe this is almost unwinnable for Killer now. He needed to drew like Vox, and I don't even know if he plays Vox. And there's a breaker getting rid of 1 potential threat more. And I believe Kotsos should cruise to victory here. He only needs 1 burn card if he has a trio to boot with that. And we do see MST hitting that Ojama trio, which Kotsos had this turn. Very good awareness, very good back row tracking here by Killer. He remembered what back row Kotsos said before he flipped MJ.
Yes, and now we have 2 new back row, which very well could be live, and the Swords of Revealing Light that definitely stall out the game for as long as we are still in regular time.
Yes, and this is not long ago. Now we have the second Ojama trio. This might be it right here, right now. Only 1 burn card is what separates Kotsos from a victory in this round 7 feature match. Do you think this burn card is under there?
It has to be at this point. I mean, it's it's on brand for you to not draw your burn cards.
Yeah,
but
it
it
is.
shouldn't be on brand for Kotsos to not draw his burn cards.
And there's Just Desserts in the end phase. And that's the handshake. Kotsos moving on with a 6-1 record. Almost guaranteeing his spot in the top cut of Gold Grand Prix Osnabrück. And Killer is now on the Stone Cold bubble.
Yes, and bubbling definitely must not feel good, but Kotsos definitely deserved his win here. Playing the burn strategy to maximum capacity.
Okay, I will ask Kotsos if we can have a heart-to-heart from burn player to burn player, which you all want to see, I know that. So I'll leave you with the solo commentary just for a while and we'll be back any minute now. If you want to see some burn players talking about resolving some traps by sitting behind floodgates, then this is the right space for you, because Kotsos will be available for an interview. We will have him very shortly, so we will cut to our beautiful venue for a few moments, like 1 or 2 minutes, and then I will be back with Kotsos with the interview of the round 7 winner. Welcome back, and from one burn player to another, congratulations to winning your feature match.
Thank you so much.
Kotsos, tell us something about you. Where are you from?
I'm Kotsos. I'm from Greece, currently living in Denmark, and have been playing goats for a while. And it's always good. I try to come to all the GGPs that are happening, and it's so nice to be here today also.
It's your first time in Germany, right? No, you were in Munich.
I went in Munich also, yes.
Yeah, you were in Munich last year. How did you get introduced to GOAT format? How was your journey? Like, did you play other formats before, advanced format?
I think it's a similar story to a lot of people. Quarantine, COVID, so a lot of people look for something to do. I took up GOATs. I have been playing casually Yu-Gi-Oh for a while, but not anything competitive. The first time I have done anything competitive was GOAT format. So since 2020, I have been playing, and it has been the only format basically.
And you played lots online.
Yes.
What are like your biggest successes in online play?
I have gotten a lot of second places, not that many first places yet. My biggest success I think would be one of the GFCs. I went 9-0 with Burn.
Wow.
When people stopped playing Vox for some reason for a while.
That was a good time.
Yes,
that was
a good time to be a Burn player for
That
sure.
was a good time to be alive, for sure.
Yes.
I remember the time. It was like the nicey turbo time.
Yes, exactly. I played 4 nicey decks in a row. It was so nice.
Yeah,
it was so nice.
I believe I top 8 at the same Gold Grand Prix, but ended up, like, you qualified for Worlds in the tournament, right?
No. I got 8 out of 7 invites.
Yeah.
I lost the Gia in the tiebreaker match.
We were 3 burn players, like in the top 10,
Yes.
I believe, and I came short and you lost the burn for the invite.
Exactly.
Did you qualify for Worlds before?
No.
Oh, okay, so this would be your first time.
You have managed to get it, yes.
Yeah, so you're obviously eager to get it
Yes.
here. And you are a very experienced burn player, but did you think about bringing another deck to the tournament, or why did you pick burn specifically?
I was always torn between Burn and Turbo, but Maru is always bullying me to do Burn. And
Shout out to Maru, another Greek burn
Yes,
player who is excellent with the deck.
the GOAT. He's the GOAT. He's the best Burn player, I think, around.
That's a hard statement with guys like Pui, girls like Pui, and guys like Alefia around.
My results speak for themselves. He's 6-0 in World League right now.
Okay.
He's gotten his invite.
But not with Burn. He did it with Chaos Turbo.
Not this year.
Yeah.
Another year.
Yeah, okay, that's also true. I mean, there are probably a few burn players up on the round, much more right now.
Yes.
I believe we too maybe also be in question for that. But so did you build anything specifically for this event, or did you basically roll up with the build you're used to?
Basically, we talked with Maru a lot and tried to come up with a normal deck. It makes sense for this kind of events, like IRL events, so not as much Chaos Turbo, more random decks sometimes. Last night, I was up a bit late, looking at Pui's Ben World, looking at old lists, trying to find something spicy, but ended up just going for my normal list. I think I did very well internally with it until I started not doing very well with it. I think another run would be good.
Yeah, Nessa, your fellow Greek player who you are traveling with, is also playing Burn today. Are you playing similar lists, or is it completely different?
Yes, I think it's quite similar.
Okay.
Of course, we discuss a lot. We We talk about trading, about what to do with certain matchups. So our leads are quite similar, I think.
Let's just talk about your days so far. You have one loss under your belt.
Yes.
When did you take that loss and against what?
It was in the second round. It was actually against Cat Burn. There's been so many burns around today, and
It's
crazy.
crazy.
It's crazy.
It's like 10 burns today. It's everywhere you look are burn players.
Two turns in a row. My left and my right both playing burn. The feature match is a burn mirror,
Yeah,
and it's just been crazy.
It's crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
Why do you think are you like performing better than many burn players today? What is the difference that you make, that your deck maybe makes?
I mean, a lot of burn players are performing very well today. It's not only me.
Yeah.
So it always comes down to luck at some points. You need to get the right cards at the right time.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think I'm very used to my deck. I know what to do with every matchup very well at this point. So I think that's the main point.
I think what's also really important playing burn is not getting your opponent, that your opponent doesn't get the right cut at the right time. Because if they draw a Storm at the right moment, or BLS or Vok, you're often just screwed. And so you played one burn. You lost against that. What were your winning matchups today?
Sorry?
What were the matchups you won against today?
I played a lot of random things. I played some Control. I played some Horus.
Wow, there were 2 Horuses here actually today.
Yeah, and I played Case Turbo and Warriors.
Isn't Horus like an auto lose for the deck?
Yeah, my opponent opened Dash Shoot, double Mind Crush. It was a very rough game.
So it was the Angie Valentinov build.
Maybe actually.
It should be crazy.
It's sort of an auto lose, I think.
So you're almost locked in for top cut now. I mean, if you win, you're in. If you lose, you have a pretty high chance of making it.
Yes.
Are you looking at the top cut, or are you only looking at the next match ahead of you?
I'm looking at the next match because I'm not confident that the loss is gonna get me to the top cut.
Okay.
But I'm also looking at all the burn players that are in the top cut. Maybe starting to think about how I do that matchup, because you don't often do it very often.
And if you happen to make the top cut, what is your goal? Like going invite or winning it all?
I set my goal as an invite for sure.
Okay.
I hope to win it, but I want to get the invite for sure.
Okay. Last time Greeks came to Germany, you completely destroyed us, and Evans GR and Casey Philosophers took both invites.
Yes.
You are 4 Greeks today. You are all still in contention. Do you think you can take all 4 invites from us today?
If we make that happen, it would be glorious. But I don't think the numbers will work out in our favor. I hope we get at least 2. That would be nice.
Okay, so let's see if your Greek can conquer us once again. I wish you all the best luck for the remaining rounds. Do you have any last words, any shoutouts you want to share with the stream?
Yes, of course. I want to shout out my team, Nemesis, Zogler, our captain, also Bads, the other Greek team, and the whole Greek community. I've not been in Greece for a while, but from what I know, there have been more and more people joining the tournaments. We're planning a GGP again. And it's always amazing to have more people in the game.
Yeah, Kotsos, always a pleasure to talk to you. I wish you all the best luck for the remaining rounds.
Thank you so much.
And let the flag of burn players rise high today. And that is it for our round. We will cut to a pre-recorded feature match and we'll be back with our last round of Swiss shortly.
Hey, du hast es bis in die Endcard geschafft. Dankeschön, dass du dir mein Video bis zum Ende angeguckt hast. Und falls du den Kanal noch nicht abonniert hast, dann lass doch super gerne ein Abo da. Like das Video, wenn es dir gefallen hat. Lass einen Kommentar da. Ich versuche auf jeden Kommentar zu antworten. Und hier siehst du die Playlist, die zu diesem Video passt, sowie ein weiteres Video, was dir gefallen könnte.